Previously on...
No one but you.
Hey, calm down, bruh. I'm sorry if I interrupted anything, McGibby, bruh. I just wanted to talk to Hideaki about the new Schoolgirls vs. Zombies game, bruh.
Well, I suppose that's fine.
Schoolgirl vs. Zombies? I got interrupted over Schoolgirls vs. Zombies? Oh my god, please, Gabe, don't do this to me.
Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I did know Chinatsu Misaki.
You did? Are you sure? Finally, I have a lead. I have proof that Chinatsu Misaki really does exist. I don't even know if it's a real girl anymore, Mom. I mean... Fuck! What should I do, Mom? Please, tell me, Mom! Mom, I've been through a lot, Mom. And it hurts. It really hurts. First I met this girl on the bridge, and I met other girls too. And I was going after a white-haired girl, right, with an emerald eye, but somehow I'm going after a girl who's probably be my childhood friend, yeah. And I met her on the bridge and fell in love with her, and I tried to get near her, and she's all like, no, and I was so confused, and I can't find her, Mom! Mom! Enlighten me, please! I need help! Fuck! What should I do, Mom? And please be fucking serious, this shit is for... Just help me, Mom, please. Just please, for love of God.
I figured as much. Well, I'm not surprised. It often is with boy your age. I remember when I was a young lad.
Look, you were never a young lad, Mom.
Oh, shit. You got me there. Anyway, what happened? Did you and Megumi break up again?
I told you, Mom. This shit is serious, Mom. Why Megumi? Fuck! Why? Just fucking why? No! Mom, I thought you said you were gonna be fucking serious, huh? You told me you'd be fucking serious!
I am being serious! Your mother will be really troubled if her favorite parent doesn't work out, you know!
Mom, you're hurting me so much right now, Mom. That's not it, Mom! Never mind. I was wrong to confining you. Fuck. I got up my seat and headed for my room.
Wait! I'm serious! Mommy won't tease you anymore!
Alright. You better be serious, Mom. I sat back down.
So then, tell me.
The playful smile on my mother's face disappeared, replaced by a serious expression completely unnatural for her.
Is it because a cute girl rejected you? Is that why you've been so down?
I suppose so. In a matter of speaking, yeah. She wasn't very clear about it.
Oh no! Being rejected is like a released way! You don't know how they really feel, so you think you're still in with a chance, but when you try to get them to clarify, they give you vague replies or ignore you.
Exactly! That's exactly what's been happening right now, Mom! I haven't even managed to speak to her for a week now.
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I know how you feel, being strung along like that. It's not good for the self-esteem.
Well, I don't know if she's really stringing me along. I mean, It might be a bit more complicated than that, you know?
I'm sure she has her reasons. Perhaps she's too timid to reject you outright. Or maybe she herself doesn't understand her own feelings. Either way, you have your own worth as a person. You deserve to be treated fairly. For any relationship to work, both parties must respect one another. If this girl isn't being clear with her feelings, and she's hurting you, then I don't know if she respects you. No matter how pretty she is, Hideaki, you'll be better off without her. Trust me, it isn't worth the hassle.
I know what you're saying, Mom. But I think there's a bit more to it than that, you know. It's complicated.
Oh, how is it complicated? If she's shy, she could at least write you a note in your shoe locker. Or has that gone out of fashion now?
That kind of thing only happens in TV dramas, Mom. It's kind of rare, yeah, Mom. When real people are too shy to admit they like somebody, they just dither around without acting on their feelings until it's too late, you know? And regret it later. Yeah.
Maybe you're right. Letters in shoe lockers appears a lot in dramas when I was a little girl, but nobody in my school ever got asked out like that. To tell the truth, I was disappointed. I wanted to write a load of fake love letters and put them in a random locker just to see what would happen, you know?
Wow, this Mom. That sure sounds like something Mom would do, yeah. How positively evil. It's nice to know she was still this impulsive back when she was my age. I don't think Chinatsu could leave a letter in my shoe locker even if she wanted to, Mom. After all, I'm no longer sure she even goes to my school.
Ah.
My mother paused, staring at me while wearing a look of shock.
Did you just say Chinatsu Hideaki?
That's right. Chinatsu Misaki.
Fuck! Fuck! I don't like this right now. Don't say it, Mom. Don't say it, Mom.
I met her a few months ago, when we first moved to Okutama.
Chinatsu Misaki.
Yeah, I thought I was getting along with her, you know, but then she vanished all of a sudden, almost like she never existed at all. I couldn't find her at school or in town, and when I tried to find out where she lived, I met an old woman who said Chinatsu and her family moved away from Okutama 10 years ago. I paused for breath, only then realizing how quickly I had spoken. I realized I must sound crazy, but how else can I tell this story? I'm just relying on what happened, you know? Or at least what I think happened. Honestly, my story sounds ridiculous. Even to me, it's like the plot of some stupid horror movie. Not even my mother, my light-hearted and fun-loving mother, could be expected to believe in this shit. Now that I've said it out loud, I'm not sure I believe in myself. As I returned to reality, I noticed that my mother was still silently staring at me. Mom? Mom, are you alright? I called out to my mother, but she didn't reply. Fuck. She simply sat there, staring over my shoulder, her eyes vacant. Have I upset her? Was my story really that troubling? I guess my mother would be sad at the prospect of her only son slowly losing his mind. Look, Mom, I'm sorry, Mom. This is why I didn't want to tell you about it, you know? It just sounds so bizarre, I know, but it really did happen. Or at least, I think it did. I don't know.
Hideaki, don't you remember?
My mother finally spoke up, her voice heavy with worry. Remember what?
No. Of course you wouldn't. The doctors did say that, and I didn't want to trouble you. I thought it would be better if you didn't know, but maybe I was wrong.
Doctors? Are you talking about that accident? What? The only one that occurred when I was a child. The reason why I remember so little from childhood. The reason why we initially moved away from Okutama?
Yes,
My mother finally lifted her head, meeting my eyes with hers. Her expression was deadly serious and horribly, indescribably, soul-crushing sad.
I'm sorry, Hide, but there's something I've been hiding from you for a while now. Almost 10 years, in fact.
My mother's words carried a lot of weight, but I could already guess what she was talking about. Although I know that something happened to me 10 years ago, I don't remember the incident itself. My mother always told me it was for the best that I left the past behind, and that I shouldn't ask too many questions. That must be it, right? But what could possibly... What are you talking about? Mom!
Hide, you said you met Chinatsu Misaki, but you couldn't have. There's just no way. That accident 10 years ago, when you almost drowned it, somebody went into the river to save you. It was that girl with dark hair, the only one you always used to play with. I don't know what happened exactly, but she went missing and her body, Hideaki, her body was found washed up on the riverside. She must have hurt herself trying to search for you, and she was the Misaki's daughter, their only daughter. She was such a cute little thing, even if she was a bit on the quiet side. Her name was Chinatsu.
Fuck!
Chinatsu Misaki.
Fuck! Fuck! Oh my god! Why? Why do I have to guess it right? Fuck! Oh, fuck. Me with my experience in visual novel games, fuck! I didn't want this at all. Fuck! Is this a bad ending or good ending? I can't even tell. Fuck. Maybe there's still hope. I don't know. Let's see. We can't give up yet. We can't. I know she's dead, right? I mean, I think that's the point where we should give up, but there might be hope somehow. Yeah. Let's move on. We cannot give up yet. We cannot give up yet. Let's do this. Now I know why she seems so familiar. I really had heard that name before. Dimly, a memory arose from within my mind, buried deep in the marshy pits of my subconscious. There was a Chinatsu before. I used to know a Chinatsu. We were best friends, weren't we? All until that fateful day. Dad! Why do we always have to go to Sakuragaoka? Yeah, Sakuragaoka.
What's wrong with Sakuragaoka? It's nice. Don't you love to smell the refreshing air of the countryside? I pouted at my father, puffing my cheeks out like a squirrel's.
I don't think the air is refreshing. It's only 30 miles away from Shinsekai.
Indeed, the physical distance may not be far, but there may as well be an entire galaxy between Sakuragaoka and Shinsekai. For one thing, the hills in Sakuragaoka are magnificent beyond compare. Shinsekai has nothing of the sort.
Yeah, and Okutama has an arcade and an ice cream parlor. Let's just stay right here.
Now,
Hide.
My mother ruffled my hair, sporting a winning smile on her face.
You don't need arcade or ice cream to have fun. We can make our own fun out here in the countryside.
That's what you said last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, but all we did was go on walks. I hate walking. It's boring.
Oh, don't be like that, Mr. Kirby. You should learn to appreciate the world around you a bit more.
I don't want to appreciate it. It stinks. Quite literally, Sakuragaoka is a pretty secluded place, all the way up in the mountains, and there are sheep and cows everywhere. Whenever we go for walks around here, the air smells of manure. I know that feeling, bruh. Just thinking about it makes me feel sick. Can we just stay here in Okutama instead? Most of my school friends are here, and I don't know anybody in Sakuragaoka. We've been going to our summer house there for the last 4 years, and each and every trip has been equally boring, yeah. If we have to go on holiday, why can't we go aboard? Ray's family is taking her to Paris for the summer.
Ray's family might be taking her to Paris, but Ray's family's a lot richer than ours.
That's right. Isn't her mother that famous actress, Shiori something or other? A classy family like that would have to go aboard, huh?
I glared at Dad. My hands clenched into fists. Are you saying we're not classy?
I'm saying that I'd rather not eat snails for a whole week, Hide. Yeah. I'd much rather stay in good old Japan.
Dad patted me on the shoulder, smiling happily.
Now then, do you want to help us load the car, Hide?
I was in no fucking mood to cooperate with my father. I hate going to Sakuragaoka, and I hate the mountains, and I hate walking, and I really hate sheep. Why don't Mom and Dad ever listen to me? I keep telling them I don't want to go, but they just ignore me. It's not fair. This is basically child cruelty. Well, if they won't listen to me, then I won't listen to them.
Hey, Hide! Where are you going?
Hide?
Mom and Dad called out for me, but I didn't listen. Instead, I continued to run, pumping my arms and legs as hard as I could.
Alright, suit yourself. Make sure to come back when you get hungry. Dinner will be waiting for you on the table.
Fuck you, Dad.
Stupid Mom and stupid Dad. Why do they never listen to me? I pouted, kicking at the loose rock on the ground with the tip of my shoe. I originally intended to hide out until nightfall, when it would be too late to drive to Sakuragaoka, but I soon realized that wouldn't work. If I do that, my parents will just put me in the car while I'm asleep. Honestly, won't they even consider staying here for the summer break? Just this once? So annoying! I shouted out as I kicked another rock with the tip of my shoe. I kicked a little harder than I had intended, and the rock flew up into the air, soon landing it in the nearby river with a splash. I turned my head, watching the falling rock, when suddenly...
Hey! What are you doing?
The river wasn't empty, as it usually would be. Instead, there was somebody swimming in there. Can't see very well from the distance, but it looks like a young girl. Her hair's black, floating on the surface of the water like spilled tar. and she seems to be struggling to keep up with the tide. Did she fall in? Is she drowning? Maybe she's in danger. Mom told me to never swim in this river. She said the current was too fast, and I'd get swept away. To further drive Mom's point home, I noticed a wooden sign driven into the riverbank which clearly read, "Swimming is prohibited." I didn't entirely know what prohibited means, but I'm smart enough to realize that girl shouldn't be in the river. Hey! Are you alright? Hey! I ran over to the girl, extending my arms towards her as far as I could. I reached out so far that I worried that I'd overbalance and fail or fall into the water myself. I grabbed a nearby tree trunk for extra support, then continued to reach out. Hey! Can you hear me? Look, I promise that you'll be okay. Just grab my hands. Come on! You can make it! The girl lifted her head, her damp black hair falling around her shoulders, and blinked at me. It was only then that I realized she was wearing a swimming costume. Does that mean she didn't fall in after all? She was swimming in the river. Just for fun? Having heard my frantic yelling, she began to paddle back to the river bank. Though the current seemed strong, she pushed right through it, unhindered, with such grace that she may as well have been walking on dry ground. I watched her, dumbfounded, as a hot blush slowly spread across my face. I guess you could swim after all. Yeah. The girl stepped out of the river, and I finally got a good look at her. Her hair was very long, almost down to her waist. Not really, anyway, and the weight of it appears to be dragging it down. Hideaki, bruh. First up, oh my god, you look cute! And, second, Hideaki, bruh. She has a tube. She has a fucking tube, Hideaki. Of course she's okay, fuck! Anyway, yeah, Chinatsu! Her arms and legs were so thin that I wondered how such a fragile body was able to stand the rushing current of that river. Well, she does have a freaking, that. So, yeah. She must be a lot stronger than she looks. The girl shook her head for a few moments, trying to dry her hair under the sunlight before she approached me. It was only once she was a few paces away from me that I realized she was giggling.
Hello there. Were you worried about me? It's okay. You don't need to trouble yourself over me. I'm one of the strongest swimmer in my class.
But you're, even if you're good at swimming, you shouldn't do it in the river. It's dangerous.
It's fine. I swim here all the time, and nothing bad has ever happened to me.
All the time? Damn. We've never met before, but going by her words, this girl must live around here. I live nearby, and, I've never seen you here before.
Maybe we just kept missing each other. I'm always swimming here alone, so I'm probably hard to spot.
The girl smiled as she brushed a few strands of her damped black hair out of her eyes.
Though I guess I'm not alone anymore, am I? Say, what's your name?
My name is Hideaki, yeah.
Hideaki good, is it? It's nice to meet ya.
My
name is Chinatsu. Chinatsu Misaki. Remember the name. I hope we can get along, Hideaki-kun.
Yeah. After that, I started spending a lot of time with Chinatsu. We attended different schools, so we didn't get to see one another during the day, but that just made our time together all the more special. With school over for the day, the two of us would meet up near the bridge upon which we met, and talk about nonsense until the sun began to set. On weekends, we meet up to play, trying new things together as we found activities we both enjoyed. Every day was fun. Even our dread family vacations, which I used to spend alone, were tolerable with her presence. Without even realizing it, the two of us became best friends. But on one fateful day, that all changed.
Mom, can I see my cake now?
Don't be hasty, dear. We can't start eating until your father gets back from work.
But it's getting dark, and I want to go and play with Natchan.
Mom smiled at me, shaking her head.
Then go out and play. I won't stop you. Though I'm sure Natchan would rather stay here and listen to me spill all of your embarrassing secrets. Oh, what kind of things don't you want me to know, Hide?
Chinatsu's eyes sparkled playfully as she overheard my mother and I speaking. Even though Chinatsu is normally quiet, she never passes up a chance to make fun of me. She might be like Mom, at least in that regard.
Is there something you're trying to hide from me? Is there? Is there? Why, yes, of course. Hide was telling me only the other day that he thinks you're really cute. Mom! Mom! Come on, Mom! Damn!
You embarrassed me, Mom. Damn!
I pushed in Prado at my mother's side, which made her sputter helplessly with laughter. Mom is pretty ticklish, so even if I can't put my hand over her mouth, I can at least shut her up with this way.
Stop it, Hide. That's too cruel. Would you dare do such a girl thing to your only mother?
I will if you keep teasing me, Mom.
Okay, I'm sorry. I give. You win.
I stepped away from her, my arms folded, proud of my achievement. I'm not gonna let Mom spoil my birthday, even though she seems to be trying her best to do so. Though, she did bake me a birthday cake, so I suppose I can't be too angry with her. I hadn't seen the cake yet, as Mom kept it stored in the kitchen, refusing to let me see it. She worked hard on the cake, likely because this was the first birthday that I'd be spending with one of my best friends. Unfortunately, if you see your cake before it's time to eat, it'll give you bad luck. Alright. That's what she said, but I think she's mixing up birthday cakes and brides.
But we've been waiting for Dad all day. Can we eat the cake yet?
Nope, not until your father gets back.
But he wasn't even supposed to go to work today. Yeah.
In order to help out around the house, my father took the day off work. However, he was suddenly called into work, apparently for something only he could sort out. I get that he has to work, but he's been gone all day. So much for a day off.
This is boring. I hope Dad gets home soon. I want to eat my cake already.
Don't worry, Hide. I passed your message on to your father when she called 10 minutes ago. I'm sure he's rushing to get down here as fast as he can.
He better be, otherwise I'll be really mad.
Then I'm sure he'll hurry, Hide. He knows better than to make you mad. So, have some faith in your father. He's doing his best.
Huh! I pouted, folding my arms across my chest too. Since he isn't back right now, he's not trying hard enough.
Are you mad at him, Hide?
Yeah, I'm mad. I'm really mad. This is supposed to be my birthday, and he's ruining it.
Oh, in that case, what would it take you or for you to forgive your father for his gross misconduct?
Well, I'm not sure. I frowned, folding my arms across my chest too.
I just want him to go as fast as he can, no matter what's in his way, yeah. Since I'm his son, he should do that for me, right?
Yes. I'm sure he's trying as hard as he did. We just need to believe.
Another 2 hours went by, and still we heard nothing from Dad. There was no car pulling into the driveway, no familiar knocks on the front door, no cheerful "Happy birthday, Hideaki!" Not even a phone call. Mom tried to remain optimistic, but I could tell that her smile was flattering. She started to wring her hands together, glancing up at the clock every 5 minutes or so. Where could he be? It isn't like him to stay away from home for so long without calling, even without me saying anything. Chinatsu noticed my distress. She reached forward and took my hand, threading her pale fingers between mine.
I'm sure it'll be alright, Hideaki. Maybe was a traffic jam, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it. A traffic jam.
I repeated her words under my breath, albeit without any conviction. My words trailed off into thin air, lost in the living room, which seemed to be growing colder by the minute. I was indignant about this at first, but now I can't bring myself to feel angry. Maybe it's because of the frightened look on Mom's face. I'm not mad at Dad anymore. Instead, I'm anxious. Mom's right. He would have called if anything came up. Why hasn't he phoned us? Just, what is going on? At that moment, I heard the sound of knocking on the door. Most people in my situation would feel relief upon hearing that sound. But knowing my dad, the sound brought nothing of the sort. After all, Dad wouldn't bother knocking at all. He'd just barge right in, wearing a silly smile on his face, apologizing for his absence. So it was at the moment that I finally realized something was horribly wrong.
I'll get it.
Although she tried to act natural as she approached the door, Mom's voice told me that she was very bit as scared as I was. We both instinctively knew that something horrible was about to happen, and when my mother opened the door, our fear were confirmed.
Excuse me, are you, Mrs. Naito?
Standing in our doorway was a solitary police officer. He wore a neutral expression on his face, as though he didn't want to either relieve or worry us, and he fails miserably. Fuck. My mother stands before him nervously, rubbing her arm, while my heart pounds so hard that I think I'm going to vomit.
Yes, that's right, Mrs. Naito. I'm afraid I have some bad news, ma'am. Is this about my husband?
That's right. Your husband, he's...
Although he maintained a stern expression until this point, the police officer now looked incredibly anxious. His eyes darted here and there, resting everywhere but on my mother's face.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Naito, but there was an accident and, your husband's car was tail-ended by a speeding truck. He was pronounced dead on the scene.
Dead? My husband is dead?
The officer continued talking, spluttering as he spoke. He spoke many platitudes, telling us how quick my father's death must have been, and how he didn't suffer. But once again, his goodwill had the opposite effect. How could the officer know that it didn't hurt, huh? He wasn't the one who was hit by a truck. My dad was. My dad, the man who helped me learn how to ride a bike and cheered for me at
athletics events and went hunting for cicadas with me in the forest on weekends? He can't be. He can't be. He couldn't be. I saw him only this morning. He said happy birthday he didn't kiss the top of my forehead. Then promised me he'd be back from work in time for dinner. He promised. And my dad is a good father. He never breaks his promises.
Although I continued telling myself that my father couldn't possibly be dead, I already knew the truth. No matter how good a father he was, Dad was only mortal. Getting hit by a truck, he didn't have a chance. Faced with that harsh truth, I began to question why. Why did he have to die? Why was it so sudden? This feels like a scene from a movie, or some kind of bad joke. I half expected the police officer to yell, "Just kidding!" and to have a camera crew emerge from behind his back. This could be like one of those TV shows dedicated to pranking celebrities, you know? But it isn't. This is reality. My dad is really dead. He's nothing more than a lump of meat inside a crushed car. A splash of blood on the side of the road. That's all that's left for him. Not even his goofy smile will remain. Gone. It's all gone. If only I hadn't told him to come home faster. If only I hadn't been so impatient. Mom was right. My cake wasn't going to go anywhere. But my dad... How? Now Dad is never going to come back. And it's all my fault.
Hideaki!
Chinatsu looked at me with concern in her eyes and reached for my hand. But I didn't want her sympathy. I batted her hands away as my whole body shook. I could feel something rising up from within my stomach. Snacking its way through my body. Sneaking, I think, yeah, up to the back of my throat. What came out of my mouth was a scream, a loud, desperate howl, like that of a wild animal. And once I started, I couldn't stop. I continued to scream. My throat tore, my eyes watered, and I could no longer hold anything back.
Hideaki!
Hide?
Mom turned away from the police officer and rushed towards me. Her eyes wide open with concern. She bends down, attempting to hug me, but I threw her off me. Witnessing my mother's failure, Chinatsu tried to approach me again. I felt a light pressure against my back. Her arms encircled me, her head resting against my body. I shuddered, attempting to draw breath, but it's hard. Everything hurts. My vocal cords feel as though they've been cut into two with a pair of scissors, and my knees tremble.
Hideaki! Please calm down! Don't cry!
So she says, but from her wavering voice, even without looking at her, I can tell that she's crying too. Chinatsu got along with my dad, even if they didn't know each other well. His death took its toll on her. No, that's not it. She doesn't care that he's dead. Neither does that damn policeman. They just want me to shut up and be quiet. My pain was an inconvenience to them. What they feel isn't sadness, it's pity. And I want none of it. Before I knew it, or before I knew what was happening, I was running. I had shaken Chinatsu off me, bolted through the front door, and ran without hesitation. When I finally came to a halt and gathered my bearings, I realized where I was. My legs carried me here subconsciously, even though I didn't have a particular escape route in mind. I ran to the bridge upon which I first met Chinatsu. It's the river. The same river where I first met Chinatsu. Why did I come here? Is it because of all the good memories I have of this place? Playing with Chinatsu? Did I think that everything could be or reset if I just ran from reality? It's understandable that I want to run away, to return to my old life, but that isn't possible. What's done is done, and it can't be taken back. I can't go back in time. I can't change the past. I can't do anything. All I can do is cry. No, that isn't strictly true. There is something I can do. Oh my god, Hide! You're not thinking what I'm thinking, right? Something I have to do. My impulsive words caused my father's death. If I hadn't told him to hurry, he would have kept a closer eye on the road, and maybe he wouldn't have been hit by the truck. It's all because of me. It's all my fault. So in that case, I deserve to be punished. When people have committed murder, they usually give in the death penalty. Fuck, are you serious right now? That's fair. That's justice. It's how the legal system works. And that's what I should do right now. I stared at the rushing water in the river below. It looked dirtier than it did when I last saw Chinatsu swimming in there. The water was dark and steely, a murky green. It was something I didn't want to touch, let alone submerge myself in. Nonetheless, I take a few tentative steps forwards, staring at my distorted reflection within the water. Can I really do this? Should I? I know that I didn't really kill my father. It wasn't my fault. It was the driver of the truck. I couldn't have done a thing to stop it from happening, but I don't want to accept that. If I accept that I had nothing to do with me, that would be the same as accepting that Dad's death was unpreventable. That was meaningless. I continued to stand there, staring at the water, immersed in my own thoughts.
Hide! Hideaki-kun!
Two voices rang out from behind me. As I turned around, I found Mom and Chinatsu running towards me down the dirt path along the riverbank. They really do look worried about me. Mom's face is pale, as though she just seen a ghost, and Chinatsu wearing an expression of pity. I straightened my back and took a step forward, or towards them, away from the river. But as I did, as I tried to move, I felt my foot catch on something. Be it a rock, a root, or something else entirely, it responded to my death wish and sent me trembling backwards. I tried to balance myself, terrified by the falling sensation, but without anything to hold on. I could only fall.
Hide!
Submerged, cold, and bereft of oxygen, I entered the river. Sinking down to the depth, unable to fight the current, I drifted helplessly, endlessly, as my body was taken below. Ah, so this is it, huh? This is what I wished for. Peace and quiet, away from everyone. A punishment I can accept. The further I sank, the less inclined I felt to try and swim to the surface. My thoughts clouded over with a sense of relief. I had no desire to continue fighting. I just wanted to submit and to let it all end. Why did I hesitate? I should have done this from the start. This is the only way I can atone for what I did, and the only way I can ever live it down, so to speak. I just hope that Chinatsu and Mom are okay. It'll be tough on Mom, losing her entire family in one day, but she'll be better off without me.
You're awake.
Natsu?
Shh, it's alright. Don't move. I'm here.
I blinked as the sun burned my eyes. The entire world was white, as though I had been submerged in darkness until just one moment ago.
I'm sorry, Hideaki-kun. I really am sorry.
The figure in front of me sobbed, begging for forgiveness. I could barely make out the image before me, but even without my eyes adjusting, I knew who it was. Chinatsu. Excuse me. Chinatsu. I reached out towards Chinatsu's face, wanting nothing more than to stop her from crying. But I have no idea why she's crying, or what I could do to make her stop. All I know is that the inside of my mouth tastes stale and dry, as though I've been drinking dirty water. I tried to lift my arms to my face as I coughed up water, but I soon realized that I couldn't. My body had no strength left.
I'm sorry, Hideaki-kun. I really am. I'm really sorry you had to suffer so much.
Why is Chinatsu crying? Why is she apologizing? Did she do something to me? Did she push me in the river or something? Did I nearly drown?
It would be better if you forget about me, Hideaki-kun. Just forget about everything. That way, you won't need to be sad anymore.
As Chinatsu spoke, I felt the last of my strength leave my body. My eyes slowly closed, and I lost all consciousness. As my mother's story finally ended, I could only stare at her blankly from across the kitchen table, as if I had just awoken from the horrible nightmare. I had actually stopped listening to her a while ago, overcome as my own memories filled in the blanks. Because now, prompted by my mother's story, at long last, I remember. I could remember so clearly that I didn't understand how I could have forgotten to begin with. Chinatsu. I know her. We were friends. We used to play together almost every day.
That's right.
My mother's nodded her head wearily.
Although the times we spent together wasn't very long, she was your closest friend. The two of you were joined at the hip. You went everywhere together, did everything together. It was quite a sight to behold.
My mother smiled to herself as she spoke, indulging in nostalgia.
Your father always used to tease you, asking when the marriage ceremony was going to take place, and you could get so mad. You hit him a few times, but you were too young to really hurt him. Your father just laughed.
He always was such a lively person. He never stopped smiling. Right up until he died. My mother's smile faded as I spoke those unnecessary words.
That's right. He died. And on your birthday at that. It was a terrible shock, perhaps even more so than falling into the river. That's what the doctor said when you were in the hospital. They said it must have been the news about your father, coupled with the stress of almost drowning, would wipe your memories. They called it an act of self-preservation, forgetting in order to protect yourself.
And Chinatsu? Why did I forget her too?
Her too? I brought her up now and then, but the look you gave me was so blank that I knew you couldn't remember her. Not a single thing. I was mortifying, but perhaps it was a good thing. You already had to deal with the loss of your father. Adding any more misery onto that would have been cruel.
So, Chinatsu, my finger clenched into fists. I don't want to ask this question, but I have to. I've come so far now, and this is the very last piece of the puzzle. I think I have a good idea about what happened already, but I want to hear it from my mother's lips first. No matter how painful it is, I need to know the truth. What happened to Chinatsu? My mother frozen for a second, dredging the moment when this question would arise.
She cared for you so much, Hide. When you ran away, she ran after you. She tried to get you to stop, but when you fell into the river, she...
My mother choked on her own words.
She was always such a good swimmer. Her parents said she was like a mermaid. She would always swim in that river, even though the sign says not to. But it never seemed to bother Chinatsu. At least not until that day.
So she drowned. Mom nodded.
That's right. Chinatsu was able to save you, but towing her back to the shore must have been too much for her small body. I managed to rescue her from the river, but it was no good. She had swallowed too much water. No matter what I did, she didn't wake up.
I silently stared at my mother, unwilling to accept what she said to me. Chinatsu Misaki, my best friend, died. She died in order to save me. She towed me back to the shore, depleting the entirety of her energy until she could no longer keep afloat. She died because I tried to kill myself. The gravity of what had happened weighed down on me heavily. And one day, I killed two people. Two of the people closest to me. I killed two good, kind, caring people. All because of my selfish and impatient personality. But it's not just that. She died trying to save me, and I forgot about her. I completely forgot all about her sacrifice. Maybe that's why she came back to me. After all those years. All these years. As I returned to the scene of her death, she wanted to see me one last time. To say goodbye to the boy who killed her. Not only did she die for me, she revived for my sake too. Throughout her entire life, and even after her death, I've been an insurmountable burden to her. I kept her from passing on, kept her from overseeing her family from above. I kept her chained to this planet ever since that day. And now, after all this time, she will finally know peace. Returning once again to the scene of so much pain and joy, I crept out of the house and over to Chinatsu's bridge. Although I had missed her so frequently, and logically she shouldn't have been there, I knew I'd find her here tonight. So, you're here again, huh?
Oh, hello, Hideaki-kun.
Chinatsu turned to face me, wearing a smile without a hint of sadness. Despite our recent encounters all ending badly, Chinatsu seemed as joyful and kind as ever. She greeted me without hesitation, smiled happily, and acting like her old self. But something was amiss. Although she wore a smile, Chinatsu's pale skin looked even lighter than usual. In fact, it looked downright transparent, like a glass window. I could see right through her head, as though she wasn't even there. And at that moment, I knew what was wrong. Chinatsu's time is finally up. Her visage faded in and out, lacking the detail she once possessed. Her body pulsed. I could see her energy waning, each time fearing it might be the last. I wonder if it hurts. Residing in this world for the living as a ghost, with no flesh and blood body to keep your encore to reality. It must be painful. And yet, every moment until this point, she struggled against her very nature, just so she could spend time with me. She did it all for me, and that's unforgivable.
Hideaki-kun.
Chinatsu blinked, visibly surprised by what she heard. All the things I could have said to her. That had to be one of the most unexpected. To the thoroughly beautiful Chinatsu Misaki, who was dying for the second time, I didn't show compassion, but rather annoyance.
What is it, Hideaki-kun? You look sad.
Of course I'm sad. How could I not be sad? Given what happened, I forgot all about you.
You might have forgotten me, but it was not deliberate.
That doesn't matter. I forgot you. You sacrificed so much for me, and I was a horrible friend. You could hardly call me a friend at all. And yet you gave your life for me. You gave up your life, and then you afterlife too. I don't deserve it. I can't stand it. You didn't need to sacrifice so much for me. You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have died. I didn't want you to die. It took me a few moments before I realized I was crying.
Hideaki-kun.
Chinatsu approached me with flattering steps, like a newborn deer. It seems even walking in a chore for her now, as though the impact of her feet pressing against the ground will cause even more of her body to fragment. Even now, she's still trying so hard. She's trying so hard for me. Why? Why?
Why what?
Why? Why did you wait here for me? I don't understand. I don't understand. I choke on my tears, barely able to speak coherently. Chinatsu surveyed me, frowned, then tilted her head to one side, as though she was thinking deeply.
I didn't entirely understand it either. Becoming a ghost wasn't a conscious decision that I made. It just kind of happened. One moment I was drowning, and the next, I'm not sure. I remember praying as I went under. I hope Hideaki-kun is okay. I want to make sure he's okay. That was when I saw a light. It was soft and warm, even though the river was horribly cold, and I went towards it. When I opened my eyes, I was sitting by the riverbank, and you were lying there, Your eyes were closed. Your body was cold, and yet I was the one who was dead. I remember that.
I saw you leaning over me. You told me it would be better if I forget everything.
That's right. I did. I thought you would be happier that way, but even though I wanted was best for you, I was selfish. I couldn't stand being forgotten, and that was why I couldn't pass on, because contrary to what I said, I wanted you to remember me. I didn't want to upset you, so I tried to keep my distance, but at the same time, I couldn't stop thinking about you. I mean, I did die because of you, Hideaki-kun. I wasn't as though I was hoping for some kind of reward, but maybe I didn't want you to recognize how hard I worked.
Chinatsu smiled teasingly, carefully not to sound serious as she laid blame for her death.
So, do you understand now? Not a good person. I wasn't waiting for your sake. It was for mine. It was because, deep down inside, I really did want to be acknowledged. I wanted my death to mean something. And I wanted to see you one last time. Though we only knew each other for a short while, I really did like you, Hideaki-kun.
Chinatsu's form continued to grow fainter and fainter. Fuck. I could still see her smile, but even that was fading.
But now that I finally got to see you again, I must say goodbye.
Goodbye?
That's right. You finally remembered me. So now, I have no other reason to remain behind.
Faint though it may be, Chinatsu's smile looked both soft and peaceful.
Thank you, Hideaki-kun. I really am glad that I was able to see you again. I was so overjoyed when I first saw you, and yet, I was also scared. I was scared that my existence would just unsettle you. That's why I tried to keep my distance. And yet, even after I ran away, you tried to find me. And I'm glad you did. Because now, I can finally rest in peace.
Chinatsu sounds so calm, but I can't accept this. It just doesn't seem fair. Why should she look at me so tenderly? Recited to death, but this was all because of my foolish actions. Why doesn't she resent me? If I were Chinatsu, I know I would. But I don't want you to go.
Hideaki-kun?
You might be at peace, but I don't know what to do anymore. How can I keep on going, knowing that a good person, a kind, gentle, caring girl died on my behalf? You're going to disappear, and I'm going to stay behind. And it just isn't fair.
You're right. It isn't fair. But life rarely is. I've had enough time to realize that.
Chinatsu.
Don't worry. And don't cry for me either.
Chinatsu took another trembling step towards me, almost stumbling as she did. She slowly brought one hand to my face, trying to wipe away my tears. But her hands passed straight through me.
Chinatsu, I saved you because I wanted to. I did it because I like you. So don't worry. I don't resent you.
Chinatsu looked so small, so fragile, standing there on the bridge. The moonlight was so bright that it seemed to consume her, wiping the very last trace of Chinatsu Misaki clean from the earth. Even so, she remained firm, not budging an inch. Chinatsu has always been a strong-willed person, despite her quiet nature. I know that better than anyone. Chinatsu doesn't give up. She isn't a quitter. That's why she was able to hang on. Even the breath was choking from her body and her heart stopped beating. She's strong. Far stronger than I am. Even now, as she's about to die yet again, I'm the one crying, not her. I must look stupid.
I don't think you look stupid. In fact, I'm flattered that you care for me so deeply, Hideaki-kun.
I make a pretty bad lead in a romance drama, wouldn't I? Weeping like this.
Maybe not. Woman likes sits in a bed. Or at least, I do.
Chinatsu? I felt my cheek burn in response to her words. I looked away, trying to hide my embarrassment, I mean.
You know, I think I might have had something of a crush on you when I was little, Hideaki-kun. You were my first love.
I remained silent, unsure of what to say. In any other situation, I would be ecstatic to hear those words. Yeah. But right here, right now, they sound like the last confession of someone who has accepted their fate. If this really is our final goodbye, then I should be honest with her. I don't want to end this strange, fantastical night with any regrets. I think I had a crush on you too, Chinatsu. Maybe I still do. Just a little bit.
You do?
That's right. I think you're beautiful. But more than that, you're strong and brave. And you never give up. I admire you, Chinatsu. And I've done so from the moment I met you. When I was a kid, I looked up to you. And I remember that feeling years later, despite my failure to remember you. I really do love you, Chinatsu. And I will as well.
Hideaki-kun, hi.
Chinatsu's voice wavered, not because of her fading existence, but because of her overpowering emotion flowing through her.
I loved you too. I've felt that way since the moment we first met.
I tried to take Chinatsu in my arms, but of course, that proves impossible. Without a physical body to grab, my arms went through her. That must be why she wouldn't let me hold her hands. She knew this would happen, and she knew how I would react. I would have been terrified back then. But not anymore. Even though I can't touch her, even though I can't hold her, even though, no matter what form they take, the dead are dead, and they cannot ever truly reunite with the living. This feels right. It has to be right. Because I love her. I lowered my head, and Chinatsu raised her to meet mine. I want to hold her hand. I want to stroke her hair. I want to kiss her lips. But it's far too late for that now. This is all I can do. I brought my own lips to meet the ghostly impression of Chinatsu. I couldn't feel anything, other than a slight touch of cold air. The emotion was so chaste it could not even be called a kiss. Even fourth graders would be more daring. But to me, it was precious nevertheless. This is my precious final moment with Chinatsu Misaki, the fierce young girl who stole my heart, and consequently lost the use of her own. I close my eyes, vividly imagining that I really was holding Chinatsu in my arms, feeling her lips against mine. Chinatsu? But when I finally opened my eyes, I was all alone.
Fuck! Oh, fuck! Ghost of the River achievement! Fuck! Oh, fuck! Oh, God, hold up, guys. Fuck! Oh, my God. Fucking snots and fucking tears fucking everywhere. What the fuck? Oh, Chinatsu ending! Fuck! Oh my fuck God! And that was No One But You. Chinatsu ending. Oh man, hold on guys. Let me extra music gallery. Is there Chinatsu scene? Is there Chinatsu? Chinatsu? Pedal exotic, no. Useless love, no. Don't wake me up when no. No. I guess useless love. No, that's too fucking sad. Hold on, fuck. I don't know. Subtle night. Forgot the bridge. Why not? Anyway. Yeah. Holy fuck. I knew it's gonna be a sad ending. Fuck, but the feels. Fuck. So that's Chinatsu ending. Oh my god. I don't know if I should be happy or sad. I am happy for Chinatsu now. I'm happy that Hideaki finally, regained his memory. But it's just fucking sad. What the fuck? But it was worth it. And I loved the ending, even though it's sad. Actually, no. I kinda didn't like the ending. The reason is, at the very last ending, right? When Hideaki said, I was left alone. I hope there was a little more, dialogue for encouragement, for the viewers. Because, I do love it, but the wording was the wording kind of made it really sad. You know what I'm saying? Because if you leave it off as I was left alone, right? Or I noticed that I was alone, that kind of means that, or it makes it feels like, really depressing for Hideaki. And I kind of wish they add more dialogue to make it more, there's hope for Hideaki, And always remember the days of Chinatsu. I don't know, that's how I think, that's my opinion. And overall, I liked it. Holy fuck. So that's what happened in Hideaki's past, in Chinatsu's past. It make all sense now. Alright, that is it for Chinatsu route, and on my next video. Oh, and sorry about the really long video. It's gonna be like 1 hour and 20 minutes or something. Yeah. Or maybe lower, or 15 minutes, I don't know. But yeah, that was Chinatsu route. I decided to play it longer because I got really into it. Really into it, so yeah. Next route. It's either Shiro or Megumi. I feel like going Shiro now. Because I don't think I could take fucking Yandere after this. Fuck. I don't know. If you guys want to see which route, like Shiro or Megumi, please let me know in the comments. If there's no comments about it, then yeah, I'll just think about it tomorrow. So that is it for No One But You Chinatsu route. And thank you very much for watching, guys, and staying with me, and chill with me.
And yeah, I bet you guys, I don't know if you went emotional or not, but yeah, fuck, I went emotional. Jesus Christ. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.